Night racing returns to Canterbury Park on Friday night, and the stable has some nice chances going around. Gundy Bridge could not be pleasing us more ahead of his return in the benchmark 78 handicap over 1100 metres. Is he on track to return to his winning ways?
Yeah, I certainly think so, just judging by his most recent trial. A little bit of recent rain around, not ideal for him, but the track still looks in good condition for his race. Last prep just didn't quite come up to the form that we know he can, but I think he's in much better shape this time round. He'll improve off the run, but certainly forward enough for a very competitive showing.
Rocketeer Girl ran a brilliant race first up, and she's returning in the Fillies and Mares benchmark 72 handicap over 1200 metres in great order. She's taken plenty of improvement from the run, and she's going to appreciate stretching out to this slightly longer trip. Talk us through her chances.
I thought it was a very honest effort from her first up. No doubt she'll be better for that run now. She'll be fitter going to tonight's race, but she looks to have trained on nicely. It looks in really good shape. The form out of that previous run has stood up very well, so expect her to run a nice strong race for us.
Power Ballard is doing everything right ahead of her first up run. Her 2 trials have been very encouraging, and the horse who beat her in her first one has since come out and won 2 stakes races, so this adds confidence. Are you expecting her to be right there in the finish in the 3-year-old Fillies handicap over 1100 metres?
Yeah, she's a lovely style of filly, very sharp from what we've seen from her previously and in her trials. She's strengthened up nicely this preparation, so hopefully that allows her to continue through and get that important win on the board. No doubt she's capable, the ability's there, and she looks in good shape.
Euphoria is thriving ahead of her first up run. She's won each of her 3 trials, so she couldn't be going any better, and she's as fit as can be. Is this maiden over 1100 metres for the girls a winnable race for this daughter of Zeus Star and Laurel Oak bloodstock?
Yeah, it certainly is, and no doubt she's only going to continue to improve as she can get over further late in her campaign, but this looks a nice race to kick her off in. She should be able to show good speed. She's very, very forward for this first up performance. I feel she's going much better than what we've seen from her in previous campaigns.
Jagjit took good improvement from his first trial to win his most recent one in decisive fashion, coming away from the field to score by almost 3 lengths. He's continued to thrive since then, and we're excited to see him back at the races in the 3-year-old maiden handicap with Tim Clark in the saddle.
Yeah, he's back in great shape. Back as a gelding this preparation. I think that's just allowed him to focus that little bit better and help him strip fitter going to his races. The form out of his previous runs has certainly stood up last campaign, so expecting a nice forward performance first up off a strong trial.
Royal Mule is the stable's sole runner at Moonee Valley on Friday. She's come through her recent maiden win in terrific shape, and we'll think she'll relish this step up and trip to a mile in the Fillies and Mares benchmark 64 handicap.
She's coming off an excellent win. Really pleased with her. She was very, very honest, very tough, and very brave on that occasion. She's only going to continue to improve as she gets over further throughout this campaign.
The stable has a strong hand at Newcastle on Saturday. Dajran lines up in the $1 million The Hunter, and he's put in 2 incredibly impressive trial performances this time in. He's won twice first up in Australia, so he does go well fresh. Are you expecting a big run from him?
Yeah, I think he's in great shape. Looking forward to the campaign ahead. This is a nice race to kick him off in. Obviously, he meets a few horses that are a little bit deeper into their campaign and will have that race fitness on their side. He'll improve off the run. I think he'll improve over a little bit further, but expect him to be very competitive off what we've seen in the trials.
We are hoping to see an improved finish from Mute Spirit in the Beaufort over 2,300 metres. He was disappointing in his last 2 starts, and he has since moved back to our Sydney stable. Does he look more switched on ahead of Saturday?
Yeah, unfortunately, things didn't quite go right for him there at his last 2 runs. I do feel he's had excuses there. Brought him back to a nice, suitable race here. Looks well placed. Nice distance for him. Has looked to have bounced back. He's improved in his work, so hoping to see a much improved performance from him.
Invincible Spy and Sly Boots both have a good chance in the Group 3 Spring Stakes. Invincible Spy is 2 from 2 and looks to have improved again since his recent win. Sly Boots won impressively first up this campaign and will be looking for a repeat performance on Saturday.
Yeah, very hard to fault Invincible Spy and what he's done to date. He's gone through, broken his maiden impressively and gone carried that through to an impressive Class 1 performance. He's stepping up sharply in grade here, but it's an ideal target for him. He ran out a strong mile there last start, so should be fit and ready for this performance. Sly Boots was excellent there first up. He remained at the 1,300 metres second up, which just had him a little bit flat-footed and looking to looking to stretch out to this mile trip that he gets on the weekend. So I feel he's certainly a nice improver.
Market Magic made a big impression when scooting away for an impressive win in his only trial at Ramwick, and he hasn't missed a beat since. He looks like the one to beat in the Maxley's Classic over 900 metres for Jonathan Muntz and Connections.
Yeah, he's been a nice sharp horse from what we've seen in his work to date, and certainly a nice impressive trial going to this race. I thought he showed good speed and really nice acceleration. Certainly a horse that looks to be a nice profile for this particular race.
I'm a Dirty Rascal has been all for a year, but he's had 3 trials, so he won't lack fitness. And resuming over this trip promises to be ideal for him in the benchmark 88 handicap. He jumps from barrier 11 with Tim Clark in the saddle.
Yeah, a horse that's going to continue to improve with racing, obviously with the time off that he's had, and no doubt he's a horse that's going to appreciate once he gets over much further later in his preparation, but he's back in good order.
Missy Mula has returned in great shape, and she took plenty of benefit from her first trial to finish second in her most recent one. Her 2 wins in New Zealand came over 1,400 metres, so the benchmark 78 over this distance promises to be a lovely starting point for her this campaign.
I think she's in good shape. Looking forward to seeing her resume. Her recent work and trials have been excellent. Just being able to start afresh with her this preparation. She didn't quite stay the trip there last time in the back end of a New Zealand campaign. So feel she's in good order and ready to race well fresh for us.
I'm In to Win has a couple of options this weekend, including the benchmark 88 handicap at Newcastle and the Tariq Cup over a longer trip of 2,000 metres. He won on debut in impressive fashion for Derby Racing. Can he keep his winning streak intact?
Yeah, certainly. Couldn't be happier with this horse. He's settled in really well. I thought it was a very impressive performance for us first up. He's continued to improve nicely off the back of that. I do feel he'll no doubt continue to get further at some point in his preparation. 1800 at Newcastle should suit. Certainly think the 2,000 metres is not out of his reach at Tari if we look to go that way, but he's in good order and ready to win again.
The instructor will fly the flag for First Light Racing at Caulfield on Saturday. He lines up in the Group 3 Blue Sapphire Stakes over 1,400 metres. He lost nothing in defeat when second to Brave Mead last time, and he finished just ahead of Kaizad, who's since gone on to win the Group 3 Carbine Club Stakes, so the form is holding up well.
Yes, certainly. I thought it was a very pleasing performance from him there last start. He was very honest and brave. I thought he stuck on very well. Looks a nice race for him. We specifically held him over for this target. He had a nice jump out in between and looks fresh and well going into this race.
Charbonneuse makes her debut at Kembla Grange in the Fillies and Mares maiden handicap over 1,300 metres with John Van Overmeer booked to ride. She had 3 jump outs in Melbourne and a trial here a fortnight ago, so she's as fit as she can be ahead of her first up run.
Yeah, she certainly is. She's in good order. No doubt she's going to be a filly that appreciates getting over further in time. She may just find this a little bit short than what she's going to appreciate. But I do feel she's a nice filly in the making. We'll see more from her next preparation and over further.